Really? Alright guys, here I just want to go ahead and speed this part up. Basically, it's a process of me taping up the vehicle, getting it ready, prepping for primer stage, and basically moving on to the next steps. So we'll speed through this part here, and hopefully you enjoy. Now we get ready for a good wax and grease wipe down. We should be ready. What up guys? Welcome back. Happy 4th of July. Here's our current progress on the CRX build. This is more towards the end of the video, of course, so my video might be all over the place. And again, I'm sorry guys, I'm not edit savvy yet, but want to give you guys an update here. We'll bring you along this journey. Again, this is a pretty much garage build, guys, like from home, you know. There's no, I don't have an actual booth, I don't have like a warehouse, I don't have a shop, nothing like that. I built my last CRX the same exact way. Everything was from home. You know, this is pretty much raw, uncut type of showroom quality work, raw, uncut, no shop. You know, I've got a compressor with 150 psi. I think it's a 20 gallon, 30 gallon if I recall, that I work with. I've got some pretty decent guns that I shoot with. Of course, I've got a base gun, I've got a clear gun, and I've got a primer gun. I don't recommend, you know, always mixing your paints, your primers, your clears all in one gun. You know, unless you're like meticulous about cleaning your guns after that point, then maybe I guess it's okay. But you know, I like to use like a 1.4, 1.3 tip for different like basic clear. With that being said, I want to go ahead and give you guys a walk around of the vehicle, where our current stages are at, and how I prep at home, right? So I tend to cover up my engine bay, windshield, then of course cover up my door jamb, driver's side, sunroof as well. I did have the wheel well covered as well prior to priming. Gas cap removed, covered up little knob here, covered up the funnel, and I am going to shoot this whole back end here. You know, this is again, this is, and I'm gonna be real with you guys, this is like part of the raw uncutness of not having proper like frame puller and things like that. But if you recall one of my other videos, this was hidden about a good 2 to 3 inches, so I had to get like a dolly and hammer this out as much as possible. It does line up perfectly straight now. Only thing is, you know, if I wanted to get really meticulous and detailed, I could, you know, restructure all this with a little bit of filler and get it as perfect as possible as I can. But my main concern was to make sure that when I do mount the rear support, that I had it lined up properly to where everything would basically line up as it should. Tail lights bolt right on up, everything fits proper, bumper lines up where it needs to be as well. All right, here's the passenger side. I did remove the tape on the passenger side just so that I could get, you know, once I am ready to start wet sanding, which is gonna happen pretty soon. I'll probably start in about the next 2 weeks, just because I really want this to cure on there. It is a fast drying primer, it's thick. I will say this, I've never used this brand of primer. I took a chance with it because they had good reviews on Amazon. I don't like it, but I made it work. Shoots really dry. I even tried to reduce the reducer that it comes with. I think it says like it's a 4-to-1 mix. I've even shot it 4 to half, and that definitely helped thin it out. For some odd reason, it thickens really quick, which isn't a bad thing. It's actually a good thing when you've got some really thick primer. So give or take, yeah, it is. I would shoot with it again just because it's really thick, but it dries fast. The flash time you don't have much time to play with. So you better be ready to shoot this thing, right? With that being said, you know, there's a lot of guys who use that powder guide coat, and which is great to help you sand down, to know your high spots, low spots. But there is a trick to it. Old school guys know this trick, that, you know, we tend to use a black spray out of a can. So, you know, you can use any kind of a black spray can paint. I use Trim Black Ultra. It's not the actual this has a little bit of a gloss to it versus the actual Sim Trim Black. So the Ultra just has a tad bit of a gloss to it, which I don't mind using. As you can see, I've got my guide spots, and I can already see I've got like one little dimple here that I'll be working out, and a few right along this body line here that are tiny high spots that I'll work out. Other than that, I mean, pretty happy with the results. Can't complain. I'm happy with them, you know. It's exactly where I needed to be at for my next stage, which again, in about 2 weeks, I'll start wet sanding, let this thing cure really well. Once I'm done wet sanding, then of course the next stage will be to properly clean this body before I start shooting any base and then clear. But with that being said, thank you guys to all the new subscribers. You guys really motivated me, man. I seen I had 20 subscribers. I'm like, whoa, that's big. My last video currently at like 300 views, and I appreciate that. Again, I'm not the best at this recording thing, editing, but I felt like, okay, my channel could just be straight raw footage of what I currently do, what I have currently going on with my project, and you know, what I use to get my projects to where they need to be at. So hopefully you guys enjoy the channel, enjoy the content. Feel free to leave a comment. Feel free, I'm responding to everybody. You know, if you have any questions about perhaps you know, body fillers that you could use, primers, mixing ratios, don't be ever afraid to play with it, and use like little test panels. You know, see what works best. Play with your the PSI that's coming out of your gun. Whatever works best for you. Just keep going. You know, there's no reason for you to ever stop and say, hey man, I don't think I could do this. There's so much content out there, videos that you can educate yourself with now on how to properly use a lot of these mixing solvents. But with that being said, again, thank you guys. Happy 4th. Be safe out there. Popping fireworks today. Don't start no fires. Be careful if you have kids, man. Let them enjoy it. That's what it's all about. Today we're gonna take it easy, I think, and just cook some hot dogs, burgers, and enjoy the pool. All right. Thanks again, guys. Peace.